Okay, so welcome to the Poison Honey podcast, where we discuss the bitter truths of life with raw vulnerability and honesty and just a dash of humor. Today I have Sharon and Hank Yuloff with me. Welcome.
Hello.
Thank
Hi,
you.
good morning. Um, I'm gonna try it differently this time. I usually go right into the story, but would you like to tell us a little bit about yourselves? You're like the first duo that I have on the podcast. Oh, can you hear me still?
Well, we can hear you. You were cutting out for if it's our internet or your internet. We haven't gotten a notice yet, but okay, now you're back.
Yeah, I even set to connect on the wire, so it's uh I think it's I'm so sorry about that. Let's see.
No worries. Hey, what are you using to video you? Are you using a camera on your laptop?
Yeah, just like the
If you
webcam.
were yeah, if you were to raise your laptop up, put things under it,
Mm-hmm.
you will take in your face will cover more of the frame and you will come through more powerfully.
Okay. Let me see what I have around me.
Just a thought.
Yeah. I also switched. So I was recording yesterday and I had the internet problem. So I came to this room right away, which has the source of the internet, hoping that I would not have internet problems. So I'm a bit out of, oh, that's maybe too high.
Now pull
There you go.
Now pull
Yeah.
down just a little more.
There you go.
There you go. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you. Okay. Let's hope it's stable. So, yeah, as I was saying, you are the first duo that I interview on the podcast. So I would like
You
you
hear
to,
that a lot.
yeah. So, who are you and what do you do?
Our clients, they call us their easy button. We're business coaches in that when our clients have a question about sales or marketing or HR, we're their hand holders and the ones that hold them accountable at the same time. People have called us coaches or consultants, and we're somewhere between.
Yeah, we tend to focus more on coaching. Consulting is usually project based, and we're not project based. Our clients are with us for at least a year.
Okay, nice. And so there's a backstory to how it started. At least I know for Sharon, and I did want to go into that because that's kind of the topic of what we talk here. We'll go back to the coaching in a second. So, how does what is the backstory of you starting this, Sharon?
Well, actually, Hank started it. I didn't start it.
Yeah, I was looking forward to hearing that story. Yeah,
I didn't start
we can just switch.
Hank started the company, and then I joined about 13 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, but then I excuse me for the mistake, but I know that Sharon has a backstory in the way you're coaching them. Maybe that's a better way of framing it. Yeah.
Well, I come with a different perspective, right? One of the benefits that our clients have for having two of us is that they get different perspective. Obviously, male, female, but also we have different backstories, as you said, right?
Yeah.
So I am a child abuse survivor. So because of that experience, I get to show our clients, because statistically, not you personally necessarily, but your listeners are also abuse survivors, trauma survivors, or they know someone who is. Right? It's unlikely that anyone I talk to knows nothing about trauma, knows nothing about abuse. It's unlikely. So our clients get to see that even though I do have that background, we still have a thriving relationship and a thriving business together. Which so they don't get to see that if they're just working one-on-one with someone, and they don't get to see that if they if the coach doesn't reveal that that's part of their backstory. And I have not kept it a secret that that's definitely part of the backstory, because it's beneficial for our clients and for you and for your listeners as well.
And so that basically motivated you to share the story, if I can summarize. So in sharing your story, that motivates other people with trauma to also maybe take steps that they wouldn't dare before, because they have this example. Well, she also experienced trauma. Well, I can too. And are there certain patterns or common patterns that you noticed in like trauma survivors trying to set up businesses?
Yes. Most of our clients that with that kind of a background, or I should say most of our clients tend to be perfectionists, right? They call it self-described perfectionists. And what I've learned through my studies and my trainings is that perfectionism is actually a trauma response. We're not born being perfectionists. Babies are not perfectionists. They fall down when they're learning to walk. They keep trying. When they're learning to eat, right? Their mouths don't work right and they keep spitting it up until they learn, right? They're not perfectionists. They're just learning, and they fail and they don't care. They're not, it's not a big deal that they fell down, right? They just, okay, pick myself up and try again. It's not until we learn either from our parents or from the culture at large or our teachers that failing is a problem, and that therefore we need to be perfect so we don't fail.
Yeah.
Right? It's a trauma response. Yeah. So many of our clients are also perfectionists. And the other thing that I've learned through my own training and learning is I grew up hearing that since I was a child abuse survivor that I was doomed to repeat that cycle. And not only with children, but also in relationships. Mm-hmm. The challenge is that the rest of that sentence is that you're doomed to repeat it unless you learn another way. And that's part of what we do with our clients, is to show there's another way. You're not doomed to repeat it. You could learn another way.
And how does that process usually go? Let's say I come to you as to be your client, and I'm traumatized and I'm a perfectionist and I don't want to make any of the decisions. How would you walk me through that step?
It's interesting. I don't know that anyone has ever come to us saying, from that point of view, right? From the, I'm a trauma survivor, and that's why I want to coach you. Yeah, it comes in later, but it's never I want to coach with you because I shared this.
Because we're not life coaches, right? Life coaches tend to hear that. That's the thing. We're business coaches, and they know that we're focused on their business. Mm-hmm. But business is part of life. And often with an entrepreneur, the business takes over their life.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So it comes out, but as Hank said, they don't come to us with that thing. They come to us with, my business isn't working. And sometimes the business isn't working because they have a trauma response or because they're triggered, right? I don't want to make that phone call. I don't want to do that follow-up because I don't want to hear no, because then I'm not perfect, right? It's that vicious cycle that continues.
Yeah. And so they go through a process of, once you figure out that that's what's stopping them, do you go through a process of basically rewiring those behaviors, or how can I describe?
I don't know that that's our place to do the therapy.
Yeah, right. We're not therapists.
Okay.
I mean, we coach a lot of couples in business. We coach a lot of folks. And we've never said we are therapists, but there's always a little bit of, I'm having a day that, that comes up quite often. And quite often that day sometimes it has nothing to do with business. Sometimes it's, my, personal stuff. Mm-hmm. And we talk about it. We don't draw a line because that would not be a very human thing to do.
Yeah. Well, and the answer to what do you do to overcome that thing, right? The I don't want to call, or I had I was triggered by a conversation and now it's blown up my whole day, right? It honestly doesn't matter what the trauma was originally, way back when. The way to get past it is always so. We don't differentiate between those that are having a trauma response and those that are feeling stuck for a different reason.
Yeah.
The answer is the same, right? It's still, what do you need to do? What is the next most important thing that you could do? Do something to move forward. Yeah. What is the next thing that you can do to move forward in that area?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I understand that. So we have a border, and we're not therapists, but yeah, there's I think maybe still some difficulties, as you said, to have this hard border because it is human, and those things I have experienced it myself where I've had a bad day or a bad conversation or something, and my mood is like completely unable to do other things, and I have to calm down first before I can move on.
Would you like to talk about that?
I thought you weren't a therapist, Hank.
I was just asking.
You can talk. We won't solve the problem, but you can talk.
Listen.
No. No, but I was just saying I recognize myself in those situations where
absolutely.
We do every Monday. We have a mastermind call for whichever one of our clients want to come on. And one of the things that we coach on, when we're working with businesses is like, who's your ideal client? And what are the demographics and the psychographics that make up your ideal client? And quite often they have more than one. Mm-hmm. In fact, we have 6. There's 6 different categories. But one thing that we've noticed that virtually all of them have is we seem to attract those that are overthinkers or they've been overwhelmed by something. It's one of the things that our personality resonates with in their coaching. One of our 8 books is about that. Your guide for overwhelmed and overthinking entrepreneurs. But on that call on Monday, someone will bring up, this was the issue.
Yeah.
I can't do this because. Like, okay. Now, we'll recognize right away, okay, you put a roadblock in your own way.
Yeah.
It's like
unnecessary.
Yeah, of course you can do it. and we'll talk about it. And sometimes I will ask someone else in the room, do you recognize what Jonathan just did?
Yeah.
And Carol will say, yes, Jonathan put this roadblock up. Awesome. We'll go around the room, then it'll be Carol's turn. And Carol will put up some sort of a roadblock, so then I'll go back to Jonathan. Okay, Jonathan, did you happen to recognize something that just happened in this? And we all get a good laugh out of it.
Yeah.
What else are you going to do? Come down on it? No, we laugh at it. We realize we all have roadblocks.
Yeah.
And
which
we move on.
So much easier to see in somebody else than in yourself, right?
It is, of course.
It's one of the reasons we do our Monday mastermind call every week. You get the camaraderie, you get the community, and sometimes it doesn't allows us to not say the same thing 12 times during the week. We only have to coach it once.
Right. Yeah. I think that is very effective if you can kind of see it outside of yourself. And yeah, I always think like, oh, this is silly that I'm reacting this way. And, it makes this switch. Yeah.
We're not immune. We were out, it was an afternoon. We had been out all afternoon. We were, with a couple of clients. And then there was a Chamber of Commerce event to go to. Like, I'm out of words for the week. And we decided, all right, we're going to go. We're going to, what would we tell our clients? We'd tell them to,
suck it up,
do it anyway. Oh, what the heck, do it anyway. And we went, and we now have someone on our list of prospects that wouldn't have been there if we hadn't gone. We met them, had a conversation. And the other side of that is we felt exactly what we tell our clients they will feel. You will feel so good after you do it. We came out of that event going, wow, that really was great. We really, and we're pumped up. So we're fortunate there's two of us. We can have our little coaching call right together.
Yeah, right.
Effective. But we also know that if we're not doing it, we can't coach it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's the best. Yeah.
Coaches have to still be in the game. And that's...
Well, and it needs to be congruent.
Yeah.
Right? We've worked with coaches that were incongruent, right? They said one thing and they did something else, and that just that feels icky.
Yeah. It's like, do as I say, not as I do.
You say I should be blogging? I've looked at your blog. You haven't added a blog in a year and a half.
Right.
That we don't recommend things for our clients that we wouldn't do, right? They're in a different business. They have a different ideal market, but then we're upfront about it, right?
Yeah.
We recommend you do this. We haven't done that because that's not where our ideal client is, right? That's where your guys' are, and so that's where you should be. The strategy is the same. It's the tactic that might be different.
We can't tell our clients you should all be on podcasts if we're not being on podcasts.
Right.
So thank you. We're going to hold you up as an example. Hey, we were on our podcast this week. You should all go on podcasts.
Do you do podcasting a lot?
Yeah. So we do try to be congruent, and if we're not, we try to show why we're not, right? Sometimes it's something we used to do, right? Yeah. You should do this because you're starting, and this is what you should do. We're not doing that anymore. We used to do it. Yeah. We did it consistently for a period of time, and for us, it didn't work. Our ideal client wasn't there, but you need to go do, right? So we do try to be transparent.
Yeah.
I hope that we're always successful. I know that we're so maybe we miss the mark sometimes.
Yeah, look, we no longer add a podcast a week to our podcast.
Our own podcast, right.
But for 5 years, every Tuesday at 4 p.m. we were broadcasting for 5 years. We know what it's like at the beginning of that. We know what it's like at the end of the 5 years of it, and the preparation that goes involved. And and we know, we can tell clients, look, you need to listen to this particular one episode of what we did. You're going to see we crashed and burned completely on that podcast.
And now you have examples that you can show them. And I think that's important. I think that really being transparent and upfront with people is something, it's to me more important than having done the thing perfectly or something. You can kind of go like, oh, that might be a good idea for you. And I think honesty is the best. And as you said, it doesn't always work out, but I'd rather be honest than try to sell snake oil.
And sometimes it's simple. We had a coach that said, you should own the most common misspellings of your name, the URL. And he didn't know the most common misspelling of his name, so I bought it, and I still own it. But for us, we own, about a dozen common misspellings of our name, our company name, our last name, and they all forward to our website because why should we make somebody wrong? Just because they forgot the Y in our last name. Yeah. Okay, they're still going to get to Yuloff Creative Marketing Solutions with a U. Okay, fine.
Yeah. That's actually a very smart idea. Yeah. And I actually wanted to, because in the beginning I made the mistake of thinking that you started it. So I do want to hear the story of Hank. How did this come about? What was the motivation?
Oh, you don't need my the shorter version. My family was one that at Thanksgiving, we went around the table. What are you thankful for? And it was my turn. And as I was, passing it off to my sister, my mom asked, "Well, wait a minute. What about work?" And I got to tell her a story of something that happened 2 weeks ago where it was going to make my life as a manager for a national company much harder. And her comment was, well, what would it take for you to start your own company doing the same thing?
Mm.
And, my answer was pretty flip because, you go back 30 years, I was like, well, I need a new fax machine because the fax machine I own belongs to the company.
Yeah.
And she looked at my dad and said, write him a check. So my parents were my first investors in my little company. And 2 weeks later, I was in business. Now, I was in business in the same industry I had been in for 10 years, so it wasn't like I was starting from scratch. I had a 10-year education in the business. I had clients. So it wasn't difficult. There were hard things to do, but I didn't have to start from scratch again. But over the course of time, we knew the business, it was one of those businesses where you put logos on things. We knew the business was going to change into doing more coaching. And then it went nicely. But when Sharon joined the company, it really clicked. The coming together, working together. And also it was, we had, the rule was relationship first. If the business was hurting our relationship, Sharon would have,
go find a job. Right. Go back to HR and office management and.
Is that your background, HR and?
Yes, I started as teaching and then went to accounting and then grew in HR management.
Okay.
The cool part is that we no longer had to have the "how was your" conversation because we knew how each other's day was going. In fact, now it's our desks. When Sharon is our office is the third floor of our house, and when Sharon is up here, she has 3 different desks depending on what she's working on. And my desk is over there, so we can hear the number of times each of us swears, and we kind of know how the other day is going,
and how loudly.
Yeah. And is there something the other one of us needs to do to assist? Is this client related or personal related or
technology
or a cat just
also
or one of our cats just threw up on the that
talking about technology, I think you're stuck. I love
we're back.
Yeah.
Technology. Wow, look at that. We mentioned technology and it comes in.
Yeah, it gave an example of right. I think that's really beautiful that you can work together. So I know not everyone can work together in this way.
We have a book about it too. In fact, let me grab it. We wrote a book. It's called Partners in Everything, because we had a friend that said, you really should write a book about what it's like to work together.
Mm.
And we thought, well, wait, our system doesn't necessarily work for everyone. So we interviewed 12 other couples about how they worked together. And you can see, the falls, you.
Oh, yeah, right.
Wow, her screen frozen. What a pretty
shot.
Your screen froze. We had a wonderful headshot of you there. It was really
I'm sure my face made something.
Look, a smile. Wow.
I make the weirdest faces sometimes, so I'm sure you had a funny.
No, this was great. I was no, really good. See, there again.
I don't know what's going on. It was going fine for I think like 20 minutes, and then okay. Hopefully it's stable now. I'll summarize. You had the book about the book about partners working together, and you interviewed 12 partners that work together, and it will be an assumption of mine, but I'll let you correct me if I'm wrong. But then you saw how everyone has like different methods based on who they are, basically. Yeah.
Look, it could be something as simple as, when do you stop talking about work? We don't. Some couples say, all right, when we go, the threshold of the bedroom, or when we go into the house, or when we're in the car, whatever rules work for them. And that's part of it. You have to find out what works for you.
Right. If you don't need a rule if everyone agrees, right?
Right.
You only need the rule if someone feels like it's out of whack. And we probably would have had different rules if we had had children, right? It's just us. Our cats don't care what we're talking about. So
rarely,
we can just go through, right, with making dinner or watching television, and something occurs or an email comes through. Hey, what do you think about this? Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Fine. If one of us cared,
and there are some days we do not talk about business. Our anniversary. Yeah. Well, look, our anniversary is one of them. You can't reach us.
I can't promise we never talk about it, but you can't reach us.
At least not be reached. Yeah.
Now, the other side of that, on our anniversary, we've launched 2 of our books on our anniversary. So we were talking business that day, a lot of it.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that seems, it seems like lovely to be able to work with your partner in that way. I think I'm froze again. And I freeze again. Yeah. I was saying it's lovely to be able to work with your partner that way. And do you get a lot of like couples also in the coaching, or?
We've had some, yeah. We've had quite a few. It's one of the 6 distinct client types that we have.
Okay. And how is it working with couples? Is it more challenging than like an individual?
It's 2 times as challenging.
Yeah, I mean, it is more challenging because it's more challenging to be in business together. Look, as with most things, working by yourself and then having that "how was your day, dear" conversation and all that, right? It's hard. Yeah. Working together is hard. Choose your hard, right? There's no easy. Choose your hard. Yeah. So yes, working with other couples is also hard, but it's rewarding because we get to watch them make that evolution to making it easier than working on their own.
Yeah, we have one client that over the last year and a half, his wife is winding down her business and being more involved in his, and it's a process that we've watched. Yeah. She still doesn't come on all of the coaching calls, but okay, we'll work on that. That's their decision.
Yeah.
When
he's the lead and she's the back office, so it's it's fine. It worked. They found a way that works for them.
Yeah.
Fine. That's what we thought this was going to be. We thought that he was going to be the face and I was going to be the
back office. Was that not right?
It didn't last very long.
No, it sure didn't. In fact, on our podcast. Yeah, on our podcast, that lasted 1 episode. I did 1 solo. And I think in the course of the 5 years, I think there's like 1 or 2 others where one of us did 1 solo episode.
I don't think I ever did a solo episode.
Really? I think you should then.
I don't think I
should. Let's do one.
Let's not.
Yeah. Watch out for it.
Nope.
It's not your
thing. I don't want it badly enough.
Nope. Well, I think if one thing I've learned from our conversations is really respect each other's boundaries, right? And that seems like a boundary.
Mostly. Most of the time.
We're human. I don't want to say that it's perfect, but that is what we strive for. And sometimes we miss the mark and we suck it up and apologize and move on.
We just had the 10th anniversary of the event. When we would do an event, I was usually front and center, and Sharon had a microphone off to the side and would just be, taking notes and keeping things running. But we were videoing the sucker on stage, and as she came on stage to answer the question that a person had, I left her there for an hour or so. And it was wonderful to just watch her hold court and do an amazing job. And
I was miserable.
oh, you were great. You did a great job. It was, but now she can do any number. You're on calls all the time with that.
Sure.
So there.
I'm on calls. I said I had never did a podcast with her.
Yeah, well, we'll set that up.
Yeah, it's not much different than the call, I think.
Really not. It's so not.
So, I kind of wanted to round things off, but before we round things off, I want to ask you if there's anything you want to share still with the audience.
If business is any kind of a challenge and you need a little time, we always give half hour for free. If they go to and since most people want to know how to get there faster, you just go to howtogettherefaster.com. That's our schedule link. It'll ask you a few questions so that we can be ready, and you get a half hour of us, making you less overwhelmed or finding out what it is that we can do to help you that particular day.
Okay.
Kind of a sample coaching session.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I love your domain name game, though. You're very good.
We have a few of them.
One of Hank's superpowers, finding the right domain.
The reason Partners in Everything is called Partners in Everything, there were 3 possible titles, but partnersineverything.com was the only one of the 3 that was available. So that's the name of the book. It's,
makes sense.
Why fight it?
Great marketing. Tips.
Make it easy. Oh yeah. Another tip: never buy anything but the .com, because you'll lose traffic to everyone else that buys the net or the co or the.
Just buy the .com.
Just buy the .com. That's the gold standard.
Thank you.
There, coaching. Slipped in one more coaching tip.
Oh, well, thank you very much for coming on and sharing your story and sharing the work that you do, and just helping entrepreneurs thrive in their business and get out of their comfort zone, and take decisions that maybe they wouldn't take before. I think that's really beautiful work. It's really nice to see how you work together, and I think this is a lovely coincidence that we're all in pink. Right?
It's the color of the day, right?
Yeah.
It was in your email. You said wear pink.
Oh, no. Lies. I do have a pink skirt that I wear a lot, but I don't wear pink tops a lot. So this is a lovely coincidence that we all.
You know what? If you email us a mailing address, we will mail you one of our pink T-shirts that has our motto on it. If everything happens for a reason, be the reason things happen. So we'll send you that.
Okay, I'll send you my address.
All right.
Well, thank you very much, and until next time on the Poison Honey podcast. And I'm gonna stop in a moment with recording. I'll just cut it out because yesterday I cut it out or I stopped it and my Zoom went out as well, and I felt so bad for abruptly leaving the conversation.
So you will just edit and
Yeah, so I'll say my goodbyes now and then stop it in case.
Well done.
Right, so once it's coming out, I'll let you know. It'll probably be June. Yeah, June. That'll come.
Whenever it comes, let us know so that we can put it on our social media to promote you.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for the lovely conversation, and we'll stay in touch.
Absolutely. Bye now.
Bye.